fortunate to have some of the performers from the Odyssey of the Seas, very wonderful performers, spending a couple of minutes with us to tell us a little bit about their lives and their careers and how they are doing working on the Odyssey. How long have you been on this ship?
7 months. 7
7
months already,
months.
yes.
Yeah, we joined at the beginning of April,
Wow.
and we plan to be here until the end of March. So that's a long.
Oh, that's a long
Long stint.
contract, yeah, for sure.
But of
for
course,
sure.
after the craziness we all experienced with COVID, and we were at home as musicians, we was worried that maybe it's going to take a long time before that would happen again. So
Sure.
To get such a long run of performing,
It's a wonderful
that
thing.
was, yeah.
We are so happy to be
So
here.
why don't you introduce yourselves? This is Peter Grant and Nina.
My name is Ina Толстова.
Yeah, this is my wife, who's a violinist in a show called The Book. Also sometimes features in my show.
Yes, yes.
And my name's Peter Grant. I'm a singer, kind of crooner vibe, big band desk. That's what I do.
And a very wonderful one, by the way.
Thank you.
So, how long have you been singing? All your life, I'm
All
sure.
my life.
But
to sum up
on a
my
professional
kind of
basis, yeah.
yeah, I started performing when I was 12.
Oh, wow.
Then my first ship, which is a bit of a long story, but the short version is I did a ship when I was 15. And I used to have two musicians would come as my guardians,
Uh-huh.
because of course I was too young to be cruising,
Sure.
and working. So that's how that started. Then I was very fortunate. I got signed to Universal Records when I was 17.
Wow.
First album came out at 18. I did 3 albums, and then that brings me to later in my mid-20s. I got married to my lovely wife, and we now live in Spain.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
I certainly find ships is just the greatest outlet to perform. As you know, the orchestra, phenomenal. The
Oh
sound
my gosh,
engineers
yeah.
here, the theatre, the production.
Nothing better than live music.
Live music is back!
Live music
Yes,
is back.
thank goodness,
Thanks
right?
to Royal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's always fabulous on Royal. It really, really is.
Yeah.
So when you first started singing and performing, what kind of songs did you sing then? The same
I was
type you sing
crooning.
now? Crooning? You were a young crooner.
It's funny because I mentioned in my show that my father was really into the operatic
Yeah,
side of things,
right.
but it just wasn't natural for me. And actually, he's not a big fan of the whole swing thing. But I'd heard other singers and records on the radio and things, and my ears were just drawn to Tony Bennett, Mel Torme, Buddy Greco, Sinatra, all the rap.
Yeah.
So I was obsessed from a young age with that style.
Well, you sang one of the Beatles songs though
Yeah.
in your show the other night, and do you sing very many of those? Maybe.
I
You're
have
British,
over
right?
the years.
Are you British?
I am British.
Yes.
I'm from
Where were
Leeds.
you born?
At Leeds, in
Leeds.
the north of
No
England.
idea where that is.
Yeah, it's a few hours from where the Beatles from
Yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah, but not too far.
Yeah, but in the north, the north of England.
Okay. And so, is it the only Beatles tune you sing?
Well, over the years, I've done lots of Beatles tunes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's such a catalogue of huge songs.
Yeah.
And even Lennon stuff, I really like John Lennon's writing. Things like Jealous Guy. Great songs.
Cool. Very cool. So, is this your first time performing on a cruise ship?
No, I've
You've been
done.
on Royal Caribbean before?
Yeah, quite a few times, and over the years I've been on many different lines of cruise lines.
Cruise
But this,
lines.
I will be completely honest, this
Yeah.
is, for me, it's the best.
Oh, for
And
sure.
Especially
it's
when
my
we are-
favorite.
And you're together.
When we are
Yeah.
together, it's
You have the opportunity to be together, which is a
Yeah.
wonderful thing.
yes.
It was a dream come true.
And
A lot of our marriage was spent apart
Right,
through music.
right. Well, so it's a little different now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with Dennis and I, it's sort of the same thing because in my real world life, I would travel an awful lot for business,
Sure.
and he did not. So we've been married a long time, and we always say that probably had a lot to do with it, because we didn't spend too much time together. We didn't
Yeah.
have time to have issues with being together and
No.
all that kind of happy stuff. So I know, what have you performed on cruise ships before?
Yes, I work on cruise ships for almost 7 years already from 2014. Yes, and I've been trained as a classical violinist player.
Yeah.
Then I got through a little bit modern music, rock, classical crossover. I got my electro violin, and now I work in the coolest venue in Royal Caribbean,
Oh, for
270.
And you have both of you have so much energy.
Thank you so much.
When you came on to Peter's show the other night, last week, when we were on, and you just have all this energy, and I was like watching you and thinking to myself, where does she get that?
Thank
You know,
We
that's
love
like
what
so
we
amazing.
do. We
Yes.
love
But
it.
you know what?
We love it.
That's what shows. If you love what you do, you put everything into it, and it's awesome. So we don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, and we really, really appreciate you
No,
taking
thank
the
you
time.
for
It's
having a
late
chat
at
with us.
night.
It's really cool.
We'll send you a link to the YouTube so that you can see it and whatever
Thank you
after
so
we do the
much.
editing and stuff.
Sure.
But we have one small request.
Yeah.
Would you please say to the camera, please subscribe to Cruising with the Ryans?
Okay. Please subscribe to Cruising with the Ryans.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Let's do one more. Can we record it separately, maybe better?
What do you mean? Oh,
Subscribe.
individually?
No, because they're going to edit the video anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna edit it anyway.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Should be better.
Remember, smooth sailing.